Tonight, I invite you into a tale unlike any other. A land forgotten by maps, hidden behind mist and memory, where time flows differently and heart beats with magic. This is the story of a girl who could hear the whispers of the valley, and a boy who had forgotten how to listen. Take a deep breath, let go of your day, and step quietly into the whispering valley. Long ago, nestled between turquoise and shaped hills, there existed a village no one could find on purpose. It was called Iloen. Locals called it cursed, outsiders called it myth, but it was very real. In Iloen, every house had wind chimes, bells that never stopped ringing. It was said they chimed when the valley whispered secrets. 17-year-old Aira was different. She was born with a strange mark on her wrist, a spiral that glowed faintly under moonlight. Her grandmother always said, "Aira, between the seen and the hidden." One morning, the village simply vanished. No smoke from chimneys, no footsteps, no sound. Aira was the only one left behind, or so she thought. Days passed in silence until Aira heard music, soft, haunting, like a violin played underwater. Following it through the mist, she found a boy, Kael, lying unconscious near the edge of the valley. He wore clothes from another time. His skin was cold, but he was alive. When he woke up, his first words were, "What year is it?" Kael remembered nothing except one thing. He was looking for someone named Cyril. But he didn't know who she was. Aira took him in. The valley welcomed him. The wind chimes whispered louder. Kael and Aira became friends, but every night Aira heard whispers outside her window, soft, urgent, calling her name. The mark on her wrist began to glow again. Kael saw it once and flinched, saying, "I have seen this before on someone who vanished." The two began to explore the valley. They found strange symbols carved into rocks, flowers that glowed blue under moonlight, a river that flowed backwards. And they found a gate, locked, ancient, covered in vines, and behind it a shadow moved. In an old journal hidden in the ruins, Aira found a name, Cyril of Iloen, a girl with the power to speak to the valley, a girl who vanished exactly 100 years ago. Aira's great grandmother. Kael's memories began returning in flashes. A locket, a promise, a kiss under moonlight, and fire. He had lived in 1924. He had loved Cyril, and she made him promise to return through the mist 100 years later. Aira was Cyril's descendant, and the valley was a time loop, a prison of memory. The valley had been cursed by an old sorceress, betrayed by the village centuries ago. Every 100 years, the village vanished into mist unless someone broke the cycle. The mark on Aira's wrist was a key, but it needed another, the one who returned by promise, Kael. By the valley didn't want to let go. It had grown hungry. It fed on memory and love. Aira and Kael began to fall for each other. But they both knew only one could stay, and one had to live to break the curse. The gate opened at last. Beyond it, a silver path of voices, a trail of memory. Kael walked through storms of his past. Fire, loss, regret. Aira walked through hers, loneliness, silence, the fear of being felt behind. At the heart of the valley, they saw her, Cyril, a spirit made of starlight. She wept. Only a love that lets go can break what binds. Aira kissed Kael goodbye. He stepped into the light and the valley screamed. Morning came for the first time in a century. 11 rang with laughter. The fog lifted. The people returned. Aira stood alone at the gates. The mark on her wrist now gone. Kael was gone, but in the sky, a flock of silver birds danced, and one dropped a locket into her hand. Inside, a photo, her and him, smiling. Aira became the keeper of 11. She wrote the story of the valley so no one would forget again. Every year, on the same night, the wind chimes whisper. And if you listen closely, you will hear her say, some places exist outside of time. Some loves never end, and some valleys still whisper. But endings, they say, are never truly the end. In 11, the seasons turned gently. Flowers bloomed brighter than ever, and the sky shimmered with the soft silver hue only seen by those who believed. Aira often sat beneath the moon willow tree, the tallest tree in the valley, where the wind always carried songs. She had grown wiser, quieter, yet still curious. Sometimes, when the breeze turned cold, she felt a presence beside her. Kael's locket never left her neck. One evening, a traveler arrived, a boy of about 12 with wild curls and eyes too old for his face. He walked straight up to Aira and said, "The birds told me to come here." She blinked. "Birds?" He nodded. "Silver ones. They flew in my dreams. They said you remember things others forget." Ira's heart skipped. "What's your name?" He hesitated. "Rowan." Ira stared. That name? It had been in her great-grandmother's journal, scribbled beside Kael's in the margins with a question mark. Rowan saw her look and smiled, like he knew. He stayed in 11, quiet at first, but the valley welcomed him. He spoke to flowers, drew maps of places no one had ever been. He said they came to him in dreams. One day he found a key under the moon willow tree. When he held it, it hummed like it recognized him. That night, the chimes sang louder than ever. Aira followed their sound and found Rowan standing at the same ancient gate, but it wasn't locked anymore. Beyond it, another path, new, blue flames danced along it, and floating above it, letters appeared in the air. He returns not once but thrice, before the sky forgets how to run. Rowan turned to her. "It's happening again, isn't it?" Aira nodded. "But maybe you were the end of it." He entered the path, and the sky above cracked with lightning, but not of fear, of awakening. This time, the valley showed its heart, an ancient city made of moonstone. Towers that touched the clouds. Aira saw memories of her ancestors walking into streets. Kael, Cyril, and in the center a throne, empty, waiting. Rowan reached it, touched it. The valley changed. The mist cleared permanently. 11's name appeared on maps. People came, artists, dreamers, wanderers, all drawn by stories, whispers in the wind. Aira became its guardian, Rowan its keeper of keys. Some says the valley still speaks, that the wind carries secrets to those who listen with open hearts. That sometimes when stars align just right, the silver birds return, leading someone else to the path. And somewhere dip into the forest. Kael watches, smiling, free at last. Because in the Whispering Valley, magic never tries. Magic never dies, it only waits. And so ends our tale for tonight. Sleep well, dream well, and remember, sometimes the world hides the most beautiful places where only the brave and the broken can find them. Until next time, listen closely. The valley is still whispering.